gym time, gym time, gym time. And the day is chest. So we will be hitting chest as physically hard as possible because today's a great day. We're full of energy, got a good amount of sleep last night, got all the hydration that we could need. We have, sadly for the second half after the lift, but it doesn't matter right now at least, but we don't have nearly as many calories to work with tonight, yikers, or carbs, but we do have a lot of calories in me, so some weight should move and things should feel good. But daily devotional, so we're going to get after that real quick. I will read that here in just a second. I've got a verse for the day. I just read one last night and it really stuck out to me more than anything else, so I decided to go with it instead. But we'll pull up right here at this here stop sign and read it to you. So it is Psalms chapter 119 verse 103. How sweet are the words unto my taste, yeah, sweeter than the honey to my mouth. All right, so that one was rather simple. It wasn't like a hard one to understand, I guess you could say. To me, it wasn't, at least. What I consumed from it was it's talking about the Word of God and how sweet the words are, like how rich, like how much you can learn from it. Not really necessarily like, oh, how sweet is God, like the emotion sweet, but more of the context of like how glorious and how righteous are these words that we're able to learn from. And we're able to read these words and learn and understand more of, just because somebody decided to give us this story. Somebody decided to write all this down for us, and we get to read the Word of God, and we get to read the parables that he got to tell all of his disciples and all of his students and all of those things. He got to tell each one of those that, so now we get to relive that story for ourselves. But when thinking about that, I got to thinking about how sweet honey is. Honestly, I mean, just think about it. If you go to Walmart and you buy the little bear-shaped honey bottle and you get a little bit of honey out of that, how sweet is it? Like, it's really sweet. It's good. It tastes awesome. So that's kind of how, whenever I start reading the Word of God at night, I go to thinking about, all right, well, if I'm not treating it with the attitude of this is sweet and I'm not wanting to be there, I guess. I don't want to give God my end of the day, I'm tired, I don't really feel like giving you much because I don't have anything left, I'm just ready to go to bed, so I'm going to do this right before I go to sleep, just so I can say I did it. Or to myself, not even to anybody else, just like self-accomplishment, I guess you could say. But when you think of it like that, honestly, would you want somebody to only call you right before they're about to go to sleep? Would you want to have a long conversation with somebody only right before they're about to go to sleep? Or right after they've had a long day at work and like they've already gone through all of those things? So if you're not going to be prime peak performance to read the Word of God or pray to God or talk to Him, anything in those matters, then it's probably best it's never best to just not pray or not read or any of those things, but definitely don't make it a habit of, okay, well, this is the time that I do it. So if you're going to be tired by 10 o'clock and you know this, then try and make time for God before 10 o'clock, set aside some time during your lunch hour, or if you're at school, your lunch hour, or a certain class period where you get to read or anything like that. Just a moment of silence, honestly. And it doesn't have to be long. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people try and dedicate so many hours to it, so on and so forth. Like, yeah, dedicate as much time as you can to God, because He deserves that. And that's what He truly does deserve. But we have a life that we have to live, and we have to be able to spread the gospel too. to other people. So you need to spread your time out with him, so it's maybe even a couple times a day if necessary. But back to what I was getting at here. Spend quality time with God, not just like the little nonchalant 10 minutes right before you go to bed. But opposed to that, if you're just spending that sleepy time with him or whatever, how much do you think you're honestly going to get out of it? Think of it like this. If you studied for a test and you were dog tired, like you just worked 40 hours, or not 40, you just worked like 10, 12 hours, whatever. You got off, maybe you went to the gym, maybe you had a baseball or softball, football, a sport game, whatever. Like maybe you had something like that you had to do, and now you're just ultimately dog tired. Like, and you gave him that final slot of your day. Well, yeah, you gave him time out of your day, so he's going to be thankful for that. But how much are you learning, honestly? Like, be truthful with yourself, because obviously you don't have to admit to any of these things. If this is something you don't want to talk about, guess what? Nobody's going to force it out of your mouth. So you don't have to talk to anybody about it. But you should be honest with yourself. How much are you truthfully going to learn if it is 10 o'clock at night and you're dog tired, you just did all of this stuff, maybe even 12 o'clock at night, whatever the time may be, but you're just ultimately tired? How much are you going to learn when you're trying to study for that test? It's the same amount as how much you're going to learn whenever you're trying to talk to God. In those situations, you're not going to learn much. And so I just try and make sure that I dedicate plenty of useful time. That way I'm actually learning something. I'm actually getting something from it. Because otherwise, honestly, you're just wasting your time. It's kind of like going to the gym. Like tonight, I'm not going to walk in there and, just, well, I'm tired, but I'm going to make myself go. I'm going to slump around and walk around in there and just kind of go through the motions, whatever. You might as well have just stayed home and took a rest day. Because honestly, you're going to get more rest that way. You're going to be ready and more recovered the next day instead of pushing through it. And ultimately, you're just going to be more ready the next day to do better, instead of just doing a half day, another half day, another half day, and then you finally get to rest a little bit more. So then you can, okay, well, now I can give it a little bit more than a half a day, whatever. But at the end of the day, just give God quality time. He deserves it, and that's what he wants from you. But we got chest and side delts today, so I don't know what the first movement's going to be. Really just depends on, the gym's a little packed today, so it really just depends on what all is taken, what all is available. So I will see you guys in the first working set.
Push. One more. Push.
One more.
Come on. Push. There you go.
All right, we're gonna hit up some machine incline press here. All right, I didn't talk during much of the other sets. I was working in with somebody, and then And then on the machine press, it's in the middle of the gym, so I really don't want to be in anybody's way for longer than I have to. So I just pretty much record the set, get out of here. But pec deck now. We're just gonna finish up on these, maybe 2-3 sets. Really good squeezing, really good stretch. And we'll be on to side delts. All right, on into side delts now. We're just gonna crank out some side lateral dumbbell raises. Probably do this for 7 to 8 sets, 6 to 8 sets. Go close down, get on up out of here. Gonna do these a bit more lean forward and maybe get a little bit more side delt activation. Pose down real quick here. Chest is probably not nearly as pumped as what it was, but nonetheless, shoulders should be really pumped. While we're cutting down, it's going to be really hard to keep the pumps around, but they just don't last as long whenever you're cutting down and you don't have as much of that sugar water floating around you. But the leaner you get, the freakier you start to look, more vascular you get, all that good stuff. So I got some good veins popping. This one looks like it goes literally like all the way right here, all the way down the bicep, into the elbow pit, all the way down the forearm, all the way on top of the wrist, down the hand. That one looks like it goes a long way. I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but that's pretty dope to me. But we'll just run through a couple poses here and hop on up out of here. Classic little side chest. It was chest and side delts nonetheless, so. Little side tricep. I feel like a front double bi would look pretty nasty. Let's do that real quick. Let's do some. Pretty much go through the same ones, but we'll just do it shirtless this time. Little side chest. Side tricep. These veins are going crazy. Maybe another front double bi. Time to get to the crib. It has been one heck of a workout and one heck of a day. I may or may not have sat in the gym and yapped for a hot while. That's okay, because it is all in good fun and all in good memory. So what you can learn off of other people is very important. So you get in there and get talking about God and your buddies and some hunting, you know, all that good stuff. Like that's the good conversations that you'll remember for a lifetime. So you want to be a part of those, I promise you. Find you some good friends you can have conversation with and keep them dudes around. Remember them no matter what. They'll be there for you as long as you're there for them. And even the opposite way. Even if you're not there for them, sometimes they'll still be there for you, hoping that you come back around. But enough with that. Chest and side delts. Chest, we went crazy tonight. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, there was not like just crazy amounts of weight pushed around, but the sets were all to absolute failure, which I don't recommend doing all the time because it's really hard to recover from that. But with good sleep, good hydration, and good food, eat clean, get your calories in high protein meats, not some dang honey buns or something like that. Like, get your calories in a good source and you'll recover a lot faster than you think. Take your supplements, all that good stuff. But yeah, we pushed pretty much every set of chest to failure. I'd say the only ones that really didn't go to hardcore failure was probably pec deck, just because it's like I'm just trying to squeeze and burn, and whenever I can't move the weight much anymore, like I can't get a clean set, I'm not gonna just sit there and crank out a ton of partials and make my front delt start burning. But whatever, it was a absolutely wonderful workout. I don't know how the pose down looked. I have not looked it over yet, but if it looked anything like the mirror looks, then holy crap, we look pretty dang freaky, because the vascularity is starting to peek out from underneath the fat layer. So there still is a little bit of chubbiness I got to knock off, but I don't have many fat deposits in my arms, and I'm starting to learn that because I mean, this is my first proper cut, I guess you could call it. And I'm enjoying it, but I'm also hating it because, I'm a big snacks guy. I like dessert, man. But nonetheless, it's fun. The workout went well, obviously. So let's see. We did incline dumbbell. We did, I think, 4 sets of that, 4 hard sets of that. And then we did machine incline press. We did 3 hard sets of that with partials. Like, I'm talking, the machine incline press was probably some of the hardest sets I've ever done on the machine incline press. The incline dumbbell was the hardest incline dumbbell sets I've ever done in my life. I can guarantee that. Like, I was working in with a buddy, and he was pushing the hundreds around for like really clean reps. And then he takes the 15-pound dumbbells and attaches them dudes to the 100-pound dumbbells and starts repping them dudes out. And it was just like, I don't know, it almost makes you mad. It's just like, dude, I want to do that. Like, that looks really fun. Because, I mean, when the hundreds aren't enough, and then that's the highest your gym goes, so you like throw the 100 down on top of the 15s just to get them dudes to connect together, so you got 115-pound dumbbells. It's like, dude, that's awesome. Like, let's be legit. Every egotistical person, not egotistical, but every person that wants to lift heavy weights, like, dude, that was really cool. I mean, it was. So watching him do that, it was like, I want to throw around the hundreds. So I grabbed up the hundreds for my first little real working set there, I guess, after a good proper warm up. Grabbed up the hundreds, threw them around. I don't remember how many reps I got, but he helped me, assisted for maybe 1 or 2 at the end there. And then, honestly, the more I dropped down, the better the workout started to feel. Not better, like, it started to burn more because I was getting deeper. I was slow and controlling it. I was staying time under tension. Like, all of those things I was able to get, what I call hypertrophy reps, which, I mean, there's such a big range. I think it's like 6 to 20 reps is in hypertrophy, but whatever. I typically stay between the 8 to 12 range. If I can get it for 8, then I probably drop the weight for the next set. If I get it for 12, then I probably up the weight for the next set. And my goal is like 10. If I get it for 10, then that was perfect weight for that set, and so on and so forth. But doing that, it was fun to be pushed by a buddy in the gym. You know how that goes. So anybody that has a little bit of a competition mindset can get pushed by those little things like that. Like, who can make this set go harder? Like, I mean, it's not even about weight. Who can pick up more weight? Because no, I'm not repping out 115-pound dumbbells, but like, who can make that jump look awesome? whichever way. I think he won, but I'll get him next time. But no, nonetheless, it was a good workout. We pushed around those and then did the incline machine press, a couple sets there, widened out the grip a lot, and just tried to crank them dudes out, getting a super deep pause, like slow all the way down, trying to keep the triceps out of it, all that good stuff, keeping the front delts out of it for sure. And those felt really good. They were really good working sets. But then we finished up on the pec deck for shoulders. Just did side lateral raises, dumbbell side lateral raises, cranked out. I think did 6 sets. I cut it a little short, but we did, for the last set, we did a burnout set. So I just did drop set on top of drop set on top of drop set until I was literally, like, I'm dead serious at the end of it. I was moving my arms like this and it was burning. So, and then I would just try and get them as high as physically possible and go down as slow as I could. And I don't think I recorded a set like that, but it's whatever. Did a little pose down, and now I did abs after the pose down. And now we're in the truck. Just pulled up at the house. So we're going to go in and get some food and go to sleep and get ready to hit back tomorrow. So I will see you guys then.